Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. We are in Bible study part 2 for today. We are in Hebrews chapter 7, 18 to 28, which is picking up where we left off. I was butchering that man's name. So, because it really does, it's actually not listed in the rest of this chapter, but the parable that we're continuing has the name. Jesus, now remember how I was saying it is Melchizedek, right? And it's actually Melchizedek. 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 The CH being a K sound instead. Melchizedek. Okay. So, verse 18. Chapter 7, verse 18. And, if you have something to say about the version of the Bible, come back in 2026. We'll be doing the KJV. We're going to do as many versions as we can because we want to see what the differences are. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying that this is the ultimate version of the Bible. I don't even have an ultimate version of the Bible. That's part of what I'm doing. I'm reading them all, and then I'll pick one when I want to. What I feel like it. So that's what I'm going to do. 2026 will be the KJV. 2026, 2027 we'll cover the whole KJV because that's the pace I can do while I still have to earn a living. Okay? The Catholic Bible, it'll be a different thing. I have to go through. It's got different things. The other ones are all Protestant Bibles. But I have a Catholic Bible, so I intend to do that one too. And it probably will be 2029 and 2030. I intend to do this for the rest of my life. Or at least for as long as I possibly can. So, because you have to understand that when I was a little girl, what I had decided was one day I was going to read all the versions of the Bible. So please stop coming at me about that. It's like you're being ridiculous. And I don't think most of the time, I don't even think they're actually watching these videos. I think they're just responding. Because if you're actually going to make comments, you should at least watch the video. It's like otherwise you're just running around, doing Satan's work, right? Because you're spreading negativity. So, chapter 7, verse 18. The former regulation is set aside because it was weak and useless. He's talking about the Mosaic laws. For the law made nothing perfect. All right, that's in brackets. And a better hope is introduced, yes, we call that Jesus, by which we drew near to God. Yeah, because he's a physical person. And it was not without an oath. Yeah, Jesus made promises. Because he told us, if you acknowledge me here on earth, I will acknowledge you in heaven before my Father. If you follow me, you will have a place. So he made promises about the afterlife to his disciples. Right? He did. Others became priests without any oath. Oh, they didn't have to promise how to treat people certain ways. Oh, that makes that position very dangerous, right? Because in every position in which you're giving people some sort of unfettered power, you're going to have people who would do it for the right reason, and then you're going to have people who do it who are crappy. And you can find that in every institution, every organization, everywhere in the world. It doesn't mean everybody who's involved in those things is crappy. It just means that some people are. Because the people who have the intention of harming others and are looking for loopholes in order to do so make their way into those organizations, into those positions of power. They get good at pretending like, so they can blend. Right? It's just a thing. It even happens in the wild. Right? There are plenty of predator animals that can blend into their environment until they're ready to strike whatever is there to do whatever it's doing. Like there's a type of spider that is almost translucent so the bumblebee can't see it when it comes in to do the pollination. It specifically hunts bumblebees. It's its natural predator. So, I mean, and that's really weird and creepy, right? But it's also how it works, even in nature, in the world itself. All right, so verse 21. But he became a priest with an oath when God said to him, the Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever. That's Psalm 110, verse 4. And it's going to show up in... Oh, it showed up here twice. We also heard that yesterday. Okay. Because of this oath, Jesus has become the guarantee of a better covenant. And the way they wrote that, it's sort of like as if he is the collateral, like how you're securing anything. And that's very true. His grace is what gets us into heaven. That's really what that comes down to. Now there have been many of those priests since death prevented them from continuing in office, right? Because their souls weren't in heaven to argue for us. But because Jesus lives forever, he rose bodily, he has a permanent priesthood. Still alive. Jesus is still alive in heaven. He's not dead. He's alive in heaven. He conquered death. That's he rose again in fulfillment with the scriptures. That's what that means. Therefore, he is able to save completely, or forever, those who come to God through him, because he always lives to intercede for them. Yeah, he's like our lawyer up there. That's how I liken it to. If you want to put it in today's context, in the courtroom of do you get to go to heaven, Jesus is your defense attorney, and he has 100% success rate. That's why it's best to have him as a best friend. Such a high priest meets our needs. One who is holy, blameless, pure, set apart from sinners, exalted above the heavens. So his word is the ultimate bond. Unlike the other high priests, he does not need to offer sacrifices day after day. First for his own sins, and then for the sins of the people. He sacrificed for their sins once for all when he offered himself. Yeah. He took on all sins, past, present, or future, that could ever be committed by a single human being to ever be made by any soul on the whole planet. That's what he took on. That's why we have to be his disciple and follow his way. Because he did that so that we could be free from Satan. That means we either choose to engage or we don't. So, verse 28. For the law appoints a high priest. For the law appoints as high priests men who are weak. Yeah, they do. They often do. They're humans and they're not perfect. That's not, The world basically is running around reacting from its childhood traumas. For some reason, self-soothing has evaded us as a species thus far. That's my professional opinion in this moment as a whole. I'm not excluding myself. Because I'm not pretending like I'm perfectly healed or something. I am so not perfectly healed. So I'm a work in progress. And I thank the good Lord that, belief in him is what he's looking for. And I promise I'm going to keep trying to be nice to people. And that's good. As long as I show that words and actions are in alignment, then I got someplace to be. Okay. But the oath, which came after the law, appointed the Son, who has been made perfect forever, right? Because he's in a state of perfection, because he was a martyr and he sacrificed himself. My hat is actually because the shirt I have on is kind of the color of this wall over here, and the pants that you guys can't see that I have on is almost kind of the color of that wall over there. So today I'm color coordinated with my walls, and that really was not an intention, but it does seem to have happened. So, with that, I hope all of you manage to keep your balance and center today. And remember that, guilt. Guilt is only useful for making you not act like a jerk to other people. So don't act like a jerk to other people. You don't have to walk around feeling guilty either. You could just decide not to be a jerk to other people, and then you could leave that guilt over there. Guilt and shame, he would rather you check at the door. I'm sorry, it implies change behavior. So, once you just, like, maybe I shouldn't act like a jerk anymore. Like, once you do that, all you got to do is actually, check yourself. Like, that's even a song, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I encourage that. Everybody's sensitive right now. Some things aren't worth the emotional reaction. Maybe remember that before words come out. Have a good day.